Brainstorming your personal statement can be really difficult for a lot of applicants. So in this video, we'll break down how best to start that brainstorming process and write an effective personal statement. To start, it's important to understand what the personal statement is. The personal statement is an open-ended essay where applicants essentially introduce themselves to the admissions committee and share with them the essence of who they are as a candidate in about 2 to 3 double-spaced pages. It's a tool to demonstrate and highlight what's unique and impressive about your life story in your journey to law school beyond just your LSAT and your GPA. The purpose of the personal statement is for the admissions committee to get to know who you are as a student and also assess your writing abilities. For schools that don't conduct interviews, the personal statement and other essays essentially serve as the interview. So admissions officers will read the essay and try to answer the question, will this applicant be likable and interesting in an addition to our community? Are they thoughtful and reflective? Will our professors and the candidate's classmates enjoy working with them and learning from their perspective? Then, from a writing and communication standpoint, schools will evaluate whether you as a candidate can communicate your thoughts effectively and whether you can present information in a clear, organized, and concise manner. The personal statement prompt varies from school to school, but it's almost always vague. It will say something like, discuss any matters relevant to your ability to succeed in law school and the practice of law, which can be a number of different things. If you're unsure what to write about, I encourage you to think about what makes you unique and reflect on your life's experience. Try to recall instances or interactions that piqued your interest in law or law school. A lot of people feel like they're just average, and so they don't have any crazy experience that they've overcome to help them stand out. They weren't saving lives in another country and don't have a near-death experience that changed the trajectory of their life. But that doesn't mean you don't have a great topic to write a personal statement on. Often, you might not want to be dramatic or magnify things that were really just normalized in your own life. But just because they were normal to you and you overcame them does not mean that they weren't pivotal in shaping your outlook and who you are. Some of those mundane and everyday experiences may be something really compelling to write about. So here are some questions I want you to think about. Did you grow up speaking a different language? Were you raised in another country? Are you a first-generation college or law student? Are you a veteran? Were you working full-time and going to school? Did you have a non-traditional household or upbringing? And that could include living with people that weren't your biological family, living in a multi-generational household. It could also include growing up on a rural farm or growing up in the heart of a bustling city. You can also think about whether you were part of a sports team or activity. If you were a member of your college swim team, for example, that's not the typical college experience. It takes a lot of discipline to wake up every morning for practice, to prioritize your studies between competitions, and manage your time between school, team commitments, and your personal life. So even though it might not seem like it has anything to do with law school, it's a vehicle to demonstrate a lot of traits that law schools are looking for in students. Here are some additional questions I want you to think about. What are you passionate about? Identifying what you're passionate about is a good place to start for a lot of people in order to start thinking about what's driving them to go to law school. Think about the experiences that shaped your life and what motivates you to get out of bed every day. How do you use your free time? Have you overcome adversity? Think about some of your successes, and more importantly, think about some of your failures. How did you deal with those failures or succeed in spite of them? Take time to think about some of these questions and write down your responses. Workshop a few of ideas by starting to just write about them. Write down what happened, how old you were, who was involved, and most importantly, why that experience was important to you. As you write, you should naturally start to see the better, stronger topics rising to the top. Chances are that an experience that's easy for you to write about will also make a strong essay topic. It's important to know that there's not one thing law schools are looking for. Any topic can be a good personal statement. It really just depends how it's written. You want the essay to be authentic to yourself rather than trying to fit into what you think a law school reader wants to hear. I think it's also incredibly important to read other examples of successful personal statements so you have an idea of what this essay should look like. If you need help brainstorming your personal statement topic ideas further, we offer assistance in 3 tiers of packages. Each comes with a phone call that can be used to brainstorm your ideas, as well as a line-by-line edit on your personal statement draft.